Oh, good morning, everyone. Well, at least it's good morning for me. I'm got some coffee ready right here. Got a good show. Go for you tonight. I want to make sure the sound's coming in all good. Got a delicious slurp of this coffee, and we're gonna get with the show. Nice and sunny out today. Nice and sunny. Alright, let's see how this is all coming in. I did a just chatting stream earlier today, and so I was able to incorporate the music back in for the show. I think that was a very missed part of my show. Let's see what this sounds like right now. Come on. There we go. Excellent. Everything sounds great. Nice. Alright, celebratory. Slurp of coffee and we will get on the road. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm really happy to made it to Friday. I didn't think I was gonna make it this week. A little bit cheaper. Alright, folks, so I got a little bit of a surprise for you. We are going to incorporate the instructions, the recipes a little bit differently during this show. What I'm going to do is, instead of having it up on the video, I'm going to post it in the chats. I'm going to try that for a little bit. Don't worry, if you're catching me on the pre-recorded show or just the after show, what would you call that? Am I not awake yet? You will be able to find everything you need to know right there in the comments. I'll keep it in the description. Aha, yes, the description. So, let's go ahead and pull up these ingredients here. So the first is going to be for the hot chicken salad. And I'll punch these in. I'm going to go ahead and in order. I'm going to also add in the chats here and spring vegetable soup. Plugging that in right afterwards. I was really happy. I went over these recipes earlier today on the Just Chatting show. All right. Got those set up. All right, that's it. You lost your tablet privileges. All right, all that's up in the chat. Yeah. And I just want my chat. Chat up and oh, gross. Gross. No, I don't want I don't want that up. I just want my stream information. Yeesh. Oh my goodness. OBS, stop it. Alright. It's time to get the apron. Let's cook this a little bit back there. There we go. Okay. The apron. I'm gonna do a half apron today. I don't normally dress up for the show or anything. I saw I had this rad Pikachu shirt and I was like, yes, I do need to do it like that. Alright, let's take a look at the ingredients that we were throwing out there. Get all that ready. Go ahead and tilt this camera a bit down. Can't be perfect. I won't worry too much about it. It didn't actually have too many hot sauces at the store I was, so that here's this really bougie branded sriracha sauce there. So I couldn't find other breadcrumbs, so we're just going with what we have, which is panko breadcrumbs. what we'll be using for our chicken substitute today. I got 2 packs of that. I might half this recipe. Let's see. 4 ounces of 3 cups of cooked up chicken. So we might use about a packet and a half of this. We'll go ahead and measure it out. We'll do it, we're gonna follow the recipe to a T today. But this is definitely what's making this recipe more on the expensive side. Most of these, all condiments, again, it's not gonna be really, it's comparable to the price of chicken, just to let you know. Yeah. And we need the half cup of celery. All right, that is everything. The first recipe. All right, now for the spring vegetable soup. Something else that I was able to do today, I was able to prep some of the vegetables. A lot of them have already been washed and I already cut off, got my leeks. But these leeks were like that long, like, I impressed the girl at the cashier. It's like, look at this man buying all these vegetables, no mac and cheese in sight. Half a cup long grain rice. Some jasmine rice that we use for that. Really happy to have the music back. I'm sure everyone is enjoying it, and also it just takes a little bit of the pressure off me. Be filling up the air with all my nonsense. Got 3 potatoes. This was off camera, so I can really show. But great use for the apron. Boom, right there. Do the easy work. Oh, whatever. For instance, there. Hi. I grabbed 4 potatoes just because these are a little bit on the small side. So with their powers combined, it'd be 1 whole potato. Potatoes. How much is this? 16 ounces? Okay, so I need to grab out of the 10 ounces of spinach, I need to grab as much spinach out of this as I can. And I did a very bad job eating my salad mix this time. Do this. This I was saying about how I was sure this spring mix wasn't going to be good, but it held up really well. Got really small chard there. It's kind of cute. Hey Pops, you're not gonna disturb anything. What? What? Sure thing. And hey, if you're just coming in, I'll let you know I got the recipe in the chat and I can repost it for you whenever you like. this recipe, if you're not using spinach, 1 bag is 10 ounces. This is the perfect amount for the recipe here. When I had that out, just so I can top this off because we need a little bit more. That's probably pretty close actually. We might not need this. But I do want to make sure to get this taken care of. 3 cups. And then even though this is something that I don't know yet is even though this is plant-based, soy-based, it still requires you to cook it. Navoka does too, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. It claims that it's not safe to eat until that happens. I'm not sure why that is. So we're only going to have to measure one of these packages to know about how much it's in there. We're not worrying about seasoning this or anything like that. It's already seasoned. It's fine just the way it is. And I'll go a little lighter on this last cup, and that's because that's a nice serving for next time. You might even consider that 2 servings right there. And just a couple pieces shy from a full 3 cups, but that'll make it really help it look like it's stretched the way it did, because you're leaving, it doesn't look like this serving here got shorted for the next one. Alright, for the spring vegetable soup, we're going to go ahead and start taking care of these leeks. And we want the leeks in the onions. Yeah, slash my hands too. We already got the ingredients side flowing, so let me take you up to the grill. next step is definitely going to be able to. It's definitely going to be able to get Nightbot in here. That way you can just keep on posting the recipes for me. I want to take my time cutting this, just because I want to make sure I get those thin slices. And I have 2 onions today here because it's just one small onion, but these are the last of the onions I'm trying to finish off here. And I'm not sure how good they're looking on the inside here. They look pretty okay though. Just being liberal with the skin not falling back here. You can see I'm going pretty thick into it. And then here I'm also going to go ahead, because it's already getting really green, and pour out that. I'm going to do the same thing with this onion here. See this one. Not so good. So this one. I'm going to try to be more conservative. What we'll do here is instead of grabbing just the good, we'll grab one layer past pathogen. And this is just for home. I don't recommend doing this like at your restaurant or anything like that. And then you use what you can of the onion still. Just so get on the other side, dry everything that started to mold out of the way. One of the reasons why I don't recommend doing that in a restaurant is because restaurants is different than home cooking. Yes, you're trying to reduce costs in the restaurant. But one of the ways you reduce costs is by saving time. So if I took all that time just to save, you know, this much onion, that's like 15 cents. I spent $1 to save 15 cents. You know? Get rid of some of that. I don't like some of that. Still good. Got some paper in it. Just added my butter. I'm about to be done chopping up my onions and everything. If you're wondering why it looks so weird when onions getting cut, because the integrity of the onion has been compromised, so it's a little bit trickier to cut. And this time I didn't even use any water, because I was using so much. It was coated in enough moisture, and you can see how with no oil or anything, it gets just enough brown. Wait just until after it stops bubbling here. Do my best to do so. And this is all that we really need this. This is one of those times where you can go ahead and practice doing that. Notice how I'm not doing it over my burner. I'm doing it off of my burner. And notice on the show that a lot of times I always use the smaller pan. I'm working with more ingredients, so I'm compensating so it's not all stacked in, folded up on the small plates. Has not lots of surface area to be able to cook, like so. All that goodness in. Clean this up a little bit. Being a bad boy, I should chop these up and throw them more into the compost. I'm going to be getting into my compost bucket here soon. I don't want to just like super fresh stuff in the way there. Oops. We go ahead and turn off the heat for that. We just wanted to get it browned a little bit. Nothing else to see there. Overthinking it. So let's go ahead and get our casserole dish out. Damn, okay. And just haven't gotten the 3/4 cups of mayo out. And let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 degrees this time. And let's see, I'm cooking my leeks and my onions until tender. I should have just enough time to be able to get this whipped up, mixed. Woo! I need to get the potatoes here cut real quick, real soon. a little bit of a rush for a minute, so stand by. So I like the skins on the potatoes for this. Just they do a little different. But what I'm going to do is I'm still going to remove things that I find blemishing. So there's a blemish right there. What this little scoop is actually here for. We already gave the skins a nice scrub too, so these are clean potatoes. Let's see. Oh, the next thing we actually need to do is wash the rice. So we have a second here. And then we're going to need 1 cup, half cup celery. Something like that. Got to bring out our asparagus here. And we'll need to shred some cheese as well. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and get this chicken taken care of here. Oh, those things smell good. I'm going to take that off the heat. It's right about to brown. It's nice and tender, right where we want it at. We go ahead and get this cheese taken care of real quick. This is kind of what I meant, where I'm glad the music is there to take the pressure off me, because I feel like normally for you guys I'm cooking a lot slower. I'll turn that tablet off, gosh darn it. And with me not trying to fill up the voice. Let's see how many we needed for. This is 8, so we need half a block of this cheddar. It's not even going to show up. This chicken right here is going to be sitting there cooking for 40 to 45 minutes. There we go. Half a block of cheddar. On 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just need to take half of this cheese. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I messed up on I messed up somehow on the little recipe somewhere. It talks about mixing in the first 6 ingredients, not the rest. You know what? I wonder if it's talking about 1 mayonnaise, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess it's not referring to, I don't know why. I swear I wrote that exactly how I read it in the book, folks. I'm sorry about that. So, we're going to take a little deviation, I guess, from recipe, and we're going to make sure we add our celery. Before I've already washed all this. Like the prep earlier today. Cutting these in half is going to give you a nice size. I can't believe how much sun that we've gotten back up again. It's kind of crazy. I used to be doing this show in the total darkness. Now we're almost into the summer time. If I ever get my... I don't think I'm ever getting Fridays back. I think I'd go in Friday nights. All that sunshine now. Folks might be staying out longer. Yeah, nothing reminds me of working on the line. Cold coffee. I've never tried this recipe before. I'm really interested. I've never had walnuts and mayo together, let alone walnuts. It seems like that would be a good pairing, you know? Doesn't seem like it's bad. We're gonna go ahead, get this all mixed up here. A really good mix too. I did this all in one dish just to see if you could, but if you want to mix this in a mixing bowl, be my guest. Oh, no wonder that's looking a little down. This is why I wouldn't skip the celery. Let's watch what happens here.
Is it just going from kind of this, like, you know, unappetizing looking thing because it was too brown, you know? It just was starting to get a weird tan color, and then this color just hops in and saves the day. And then also adding in the celery last will let us know when we do have a good mix, because all our celery will be mixed in. I'm going to very clearly have leftovers, so I'd say that you could even have this recipe, which for your chicken substitute, that means you would use, you could just use one package, you know, have a little bit more chicken. So I went exactly half the recipe. I'd do a little bit more than half just because of the amount of chicken that came, or the chicken substitute became in that. Okay, now I'm gonna layer this flat a little bit. Oh, this is, right there is still pretty. What's the word? Celery centric. Man, oh man, okay. Oh, it's just stirring half the cheese and the remaining ingredients. I'm dumb, chat. I'm dumb. At least you know I can extrapolate facts from incomplete data. You know, there's only two types of people in the world, those that can extrapolate incomplete data. And we're going to put a kitchen timer on for 40 minutes. And we can start on our spring vegetable soup. I'm going to go ahead and throw the spring vegetable soup recipe into the chat. Chat's been... Hello, I know that when you come in, the chat's all refreshed. But you don't get to see the recipe I'm putting in. I'm putting the recipe into the chats instead of having it out on my dash here. That's just try to help boost engagement a little bit. And I'm going to plug in the instructions next to you. Alright, we need to get 8 cups of water, and we're gonna start bringing that oil. And a little time to take care of the rest of my produce here. Gonna reuse this guy. that we got that in the oven, we can just slow back down for a quick second and we can kind of clean up the kitchen. Because this is like the maximum dirty that I want it to get. I am happy to have this second camera now. It really helps me capture like all the little bits I'm doing in the kitchen because cooking's just, it's not just about cooking. Okay, let's finish this up. So that's coming to a boil. The first thing that we're going to need to add to this is going to be the potatoes and the rice. I'm gonna go ahead and add that teaspoon of salt real quick too. Okay, back in a good place. We need all of these bad boys. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're gonna go ahead. I have not washed these yet, so we're gonna go ahead. Add a nice wash. Oh, I've already wrapped it. Normally I have my big old bowl for when I'm washing rice. Just a little rice here though. This says to thinly slice the potatoes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any extra cuts. I'll just see what this looks like at the end of the day. When my base becomes too unsturdy though, I do just flip over my potato. If it's really rolling on you, just give it a slice like this. Now it's not going anywhere on you. Sorry, I wasn't speaking into the mic, so if you didn't hear me, what I was saying is that if your potato is rolling around too much, just put that slice in like you did, and it won't roll around on you anymore. Potatoes, we're still gonna my water has come to a boiling too. It happened quicker than I wanted it to. That's a little bit of a mess up. That boiled a little bit too quickly for me. I wanted to have my rice in there and then bring it to the boil. Not the end of the world though. I did here, I took it off the heat to reduce the temperature of the water because I do want to bring it back down. And now we'll bring it up to the boil that it's supposed to be at. And we'll let it, and how we're going to compensate for our mess up here is that we're just going to let it boil for about a minute. The rice is supposed to have that couple minutes, warming up with the water. I didn't give it there. We're just going to keep on. So these are actually already cut. They don't have a really big root at the end of it. So we just need 1-inch slices for all of these. And I'm going to check real quick. Do I add my potatoes and the asparagus together? Yep, and carrots too. And then if you think that this is going to be like too chewy, just make the bits a little smaller. And then when it's more tender up on the top, have those cut in half forward. And we need just 1 carrot. And I didn't buy any new carrots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on working out of my baby carrots here. I'd say that's about 9 baby carrots that you need here. I'll go ahead and get these rinsed off here. And the carrot, we're going to do something, a little bit of a fun cut for the carrot here. So what we're going to practice is that we're going to start at an angle and we're going to turn it. Cut it on an angle and turn it. Alternatively, you could just cut back and forth like so. And it just gives it's just a fun shape. You can do it really good if you can get good at turning the carrot. You can do it without having to move your knife. There we go. This is at a boil. We'll reduce it to a simmer now. Let's see. Okay, now we're going to simmer that for 5 minutes. I haven't been trusting my oven because of how smoky she was, but I gave her a clean. She hasn't been acting up on me. I'm going to go ahead. I still need to cut 1 more One more piece to cut. Spinach. We can cut that up in a little bit though. Thing I'll need, well, hold it back up or cutting board there. Good thing I bought more onions. My other family already got into the onions, thought I bought some. So earlier on the show we did, or on the just chatting segment of it, we did the process where I found the recipes for the show, and I made up my ingredients list and I did my grocery shopping list. So I won't repeat the process here, but I'll just let you know the process is available if you guys want to see that. And then this is not simmering as much as I want it to anymore. I'll bring back up the heat a little bit. And I can start putting some of this stuff away. My sriracha is all closed. Go ahead and just clean off the cat there. Say cover when I reduce this to a simmer. So so the reason why it's about 5 minutes, I want to turn this up to like a 5 or 6 because I don't want the water to lose too much energy when I put in all this cold produce into it. And it was already not simmering where I wanted it to. And we're going to use a little bit of a higher temperature. You will notice in the recipe that it's calling for a Dutch oven. What I'm using is just a ceramic pot. So my theory on it is that it's just not going to hold, this pot isn't going to hold the heat as well, which is why I have to adjust and I have to mess with the temperature. If I did it in the Dutch oven, it's a thicker material still. I believe they're all ceramic coated. I just know that a Dutch oven has a tight fitting lid and it's can be iron casted, but I've seen those fancy iron casted with the ceramics on it. I'm like, ooh, that, I want me one of those. So because we're not using necessarily the right pot for this, it's just going to take a little bit more finesse to get her done is all. Careful, you might splash yourself. The water, so if you're also cooking at home, just make sure that you don't have this up to a boiling, otherwise you'll have a chance to burn your hands. And also, just making sure the starch didn't hit those potatoes. I really like, well, look at how colorful this is, and I really like the asparagus heads in there. That's a really nice touch for the soup, in my opinion. Giving it a nice stir, making sure all those potatoes aren't sticking together. I'll need to simmer that for cover and simmer for 10 minutes. I say cure. Woo! There we go, folks. We're gonna go ahead and cut up our spinach now. And then for this, since it wants to be chopped up rather fine, so we're gonna take our time with this. We're going to stack the leaves on one on top of one another. We're going to fold it in half again. I'm going to grab that bunch. We're just going to keep on repeating that process. There's a big old stem on there. You might want to go ahead and take the time and take that out. I don't mind them, but they can be an unwelcome surprise. Because they're just, it's kind of like, how would I compare it to? It's like eating a gamey piece of meat, or a stringy, really stringy piece of meat. Got 8 more minutes to go. Something was old in there. This is a tip. Oh my goodness. Oh, no wonder it didn't tell me to add back in the leeks and the onions and everything. It's because I was supposed to do this in a Dutch oven. This makes sense. And then also, you can use a white onion for this, but the purple, once again, real nice color. I'll give this a really nice stir here. Get that all incorporated in. You can see how it's not boiling yet even. I still have it above a 5. So over medium heat. And when it comes to a simmer, I'll be quick. I don't want this rolling out of boil. I think I'll lose too much water there. This is starting to look really good, folks. I'm really happy about all of this here. All this, super happy about. The leeks, love it. And then I wanted to show you that that's how quickly, if you want to invest in some pots and pans, check out ceramics. If you're in a small apartment or something, they're really easy to just clean and wipe off. I was able to do that to both of them, and I'll probably won't even run in a dishwasher just because of, they weren't used heavily. Just they didn't like get really dirty on the outsides or anything, so it was really easy to get that all cleaned up. About another 5 minutes of a simmer for that. Keep on. Getting our spinach here. All right, let's see how we did. This is 10 ounces here. Right here. It's 10 ounces. I'm just going to top, so I cut off most. I'm just going to top it with just a handful. All right. This is actually simmering now, so I'm gonna back off on the heat a little bit because I don't want it coming to a boil. I'm really happy with the ingredient choices in here. I went with a red potato today. I'm very happy about the color that came out with that. I'm very happy. This is definitely, so yeah, the spring vegetable soup, definitely the time. Spring is right there around the corner. I saw it through the window all day. Oh man, this has become a whole new show to like, though, let me tell you that. Does that. Then, for those watching, I will let you know that tomorrow we're going to have a stream session. We are going to play Overcooked 2 starting at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And that'll be right after my first meal. So, you know, I'm a huge slacker. I'm actually going to be making a meal off of camera. No TikToks or nothing. And we'll be sitting down, getting some gaming done. We'll be doing all that up until about 4 in the morning. And the best part is that without breaking the stream, without having to leave the computer room, we're still gonna venture back into the kitchen, have us a little cooking time. And as you can see, as I'm cooking my recipe, doing a very good job keeping everything clean. that means that there's not going to be a whole bunch of work. You want to sit down and eat, relax a bit. So still turning back down the heat a little bit because this is more or less kind of boiling. It's not at a rolling boil or anything, but definitely was at a boil. And it's okay. Don't worry about if it's the tops are starting. If it's reducing water, don't worry. We're going to be adding a whole quart of liquid back into this anyway, so don't worry about adding water to that. Woo! Scrumptious. Now let's see, in the last 5 minutes, so it says cook to 40 to 45 minutes. Ours is going for 35. And it's in a pretty good place right now, so I'm going to go ahead and add this cheese to it. I'll get that thrown back in the oven for its last 5 minutes. All right, so we need 4 more teaspoons of salt. Tablespoon. There's my teaspoon. And there's just proof right there, you know, clean as you go, Simon Pro. I don't have to sit here and have to try to figure that out. Don't have to clean it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, it's time to add in the spinach here. And how I'm gonna stir this in is I'm gonna lift up from the bottom. We got a little less liquid. It's a little bit harder for everything to get mixed on in there. And before we get the mixing done too much, start that in. Salt and everything. Give that a good stir. And some more salt. The potatoes are going to suck up that salt straight away. The rest of it there. Give this a really good stir. Careful, I did a bad thing just there. I put something plastic on this. I know that it's not super hot yet, but if you feel yours right now, if you've been cooking along, it is warm. So just be careful about what you're putting on your grill. Really just use the counter space to the side. Now think about it. If I use a white onion, that purple wouldn't be popping out every once in a while. The purple is pretty hidden amongst everything else because this green's just so vibrant. You got the red potatoes. We left the skin on the potatoes too. Definitely, this definitely spring is here, baby. Now with this here, can have this on the side. Also, would go great with a sandwich. All right, we're gonna go ahead and kill the heat there. You know, I did just watch that plate. This is gonna look so much better on my green plate. And if you needed one more side, I would I would do grilled asparagus, or I'd have maybe gingered carrots would be another really good one to go right here because it'd be orange, which is really lost in here. that pretty much wraps it up, folks, for the day. That was a really good show. Things came out. They were perfectly timed today. I really like that. For those that now, if you're watching this video on Twitch, all the comments, my recipe should be up, or the recipe should be up a couple times. Now at this point, and we have a ton of leftovers. So this soup, this is about 8, it says 6 servings. It's about 12 cups, I believe is what it was saying. Yep, 12.5 cups. A lot of leftovers. Gonna eat good this weekend, that's for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed the music this time. Thank you so much for checking things out. We're gonna get this up on the YouTube Saturday morning. It was a really good show. And yeah, you know, I want everyone to have a great, great night. Stay safe on Friday. Get your vaccination. And then we'll be able to have a good barbecue season. It's gonna be a wonderful summer. Lots to look forward to. Lots of good food to make. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.